Welcome to my channel. Thank you. This is Too Much Hair. We're going to start this glam weave with 3 bundles of commercial 16-inch body wave hair. Hey Keisha, go ahead and section out her leave out. This is a glam weave sew in. So glam weave means her edges and her part line are exposed. I just like to take the comb and gently push hair to the front around the temple and the sides. And when it separates itself, that's when I know that that's the hair that wants to be left out. Her hair is not so fine around the edges, so we know that this hair is going to be enough coverage for the sides when she pulls it back. Now I'm asking her questions about her bang. If she's going to have a short bang, then I'm going to braid all this bang hair up. If she's going to keep it long, then normally I would leave it out so she could have a ponytail to the back. But she asked me to go ahead and braid it up because she's going to switch it up. She's going to have it longer today, and when she comes back in a couple of weeks, we're going to cut that bang shorter. I left this little bitty piece out right here because it's going to help cover up that side once we release the leave out and pull it over. Now, we're going to separate the hair from front to back. This helps you keep your proportions. So the hair that's clearly defined in the back is going to be the back. Then you have your 2 sides. And then you have your the section above the right side that's going to be your more your heavy coverage bang area. So this is your whole right side. And this is going to be your whole left side. Be mindful of a little bitty space behind your top leave out that you know your braid is going to be as close to the hairline as possible. Now you know your braid patterns are your foundation for your sew-ins. So you want to make sure every braid that you lay is going to be where a corresponding track is going to flow. These are going to be her directional pieces for her bang. So we're going to try to keep everything as even as possible. Like I said, the area that we have carved out for her sides, they're going to be pretty even on both sides. And then you're going to have these 3, I want to say anchor braids on the top because I'm going to double those tracks on top. So I need these braids to be a little bit thicker. I'm starting each braid with a teeny tiny bit of synthetic hair. Now I don't put enough hair in it to be into the tail of the braid because like I said, we're going for least amount of bulk as possible. Alright, so now I'm on the sides and I have this triangle piece. So what I'm going to do is outline the triangle piece with the braid. Like I said, start with synthetic hair or human hair just to bulk up the braid right there. Now I did this braid pattern on the side because I'm going for least amount of parts, maximum coverage, least amount of tails. Y'all get that? Okay. A lot of times we end up with 4 tails on this side and we got to add them to a braid or something and it just creates bulk. So no, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to figure out how we can braid the hair with as least amount of braids, small braids, least amount of tails, full coverage. Alright, so we're finished with that braid and we have 1 tail that's going to finish off behind the ear. You see I have that 1 anchor braid up there and then I'm going to outline this triangle piece. And again we go in with the braid. Anything around a part is always going to be a small braid, period. I don't care how long the hair is. You do whatever you have to do to make those braids the smallest braids possible. So you're going to outline the inside, and then you're going to kick it back out so that the tail is facing downward to the back over the ear. I'm going to start with the thickest tail. Now, it doesn't matter which way you go. I started with the right side. You can start with the left. The right side had the thickest one. So in my opinion, I'm going to thin it, and then I'm going to use it to braid. So you see I just hit the hair behind that braid on the left side. We don't want to make any braids cross over each other. All of them go behind a braid. Going for less bulk here. So we hide the braids underneath until they're small enough for us to add into the braiding hair. So now I'm going to coil the tail in the part line. And this is just the easy way to flatten them on out. I don't like putting braids on top of each other. I see some people just sewing them straight across. I don't really care for that. Sometimes if the hair isn't so bulky, if it's kind of thin, then I'll just take a pulling tool and hide the tails up underneath the other braids. That way when I get ready to take them out, they just locate that braid and slide it out and start unraveling. So now we're going to take care of that kitchen. And when we do this, we're going to make sure that we're not cutting so high that we're cutting hair that's been braided. That's the last thing you want to do. If the hair was long enough to braid, then it's long enough to stay. So be careful back there. Oh, we're not finished. One more step to the braiding process. Okay, this is important. So the number one cause of dandruff is a bacteria on the scalp. This is our Kirk product Scalp Refresh. It's designed to kill the bacteria that causes dandruff. So yes, I say antibacterial, antifungal because it's designed to kill bacteria that causes dandruff. And it also makes your scalp feel super good. Slip that soft net on top. Go ahead and thread your needle and slip it through the end of your commercial hair. Now I start right behind the ear. A lot of people start in the front and do that big U, and that's cool if you want the hair to fall towards the face. I don't want all of her hair falling towards her face. So we're going to do it this way around the back of the ear, so she'll have that good coverage that's going to fall over her shoulders on both sides if you're looking at her from the front. But then her front hair is going to pretty much lay to the sides. We're going to do the fold over method. This is pull and tug, fold over with a blanket stitch, in case y'all are wondering. So yes, this is a professional video, so I will be using professional terms, but I am country, so I am going to go back and forth to my slanguage, and then I'm going to hit you with my professional terms too. Alright, so I just tied it off, tied it in a knot a couple of times, started a new thread, keep it moving. One thing I don't like when people do, they get to the ends and they figure, you know, they're done with that row, so they're going to cut their thread and they're going to start a new thread on a new row. I never understood that. Keep the threads intact, ladies and gentlemen. Cutting the threads is how you end up with unraveling threads. So we're going to go all the way up behind the ear. Fold, 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 fold. I generally like to go ahead and pre-thread about 18 needles, and I'm a stickler for the number 18. Sometimes I'll do 15, but every time I do 15 and I get to the top and I have to thread another one, I get so mad at myself. So I just go ahead and start with 18 needles on most heads. Now Keisha don't have no little bitty head, so she needed all 18 of them. I have some people that will use the 15. Some use 12. I said that to say there's no general rule on, the sew-in. It's all conditional based on the client's head, the desired style, density of their natural hair, and how many bundles they're going to get added. So you want to keep in mind all those variables when you're styling or installing a sew-in. So we're coming up the sides of the head, and I want you to be mindful that on both sides, the left and the right, you have the exact same amount of hair. I know the right side is going to be heavier, the left side is going to be lighter, but up until this point, until you get to the top, they're going to have the equal amounts of hair on both sides. So please be mindful of that. Remember, no cuts, you guys. These 3 bundles need to remain 3 bundles. When she takes this hair out, shampoos it, and brings it back for her install, you should be installing 3 bundles, no more than 4. If she brings you anything over 7 bundles, you politely hand that hair right back. Either that or give me your number so I can send her to you. Here, this looks like the last of the second bundle, so now we're going to add the third bundle right on top of it. We're not going to cut the thread, we're just going to slide that bundle right on in. Now we've all heard don't put your needle through the track, and that's pretty much for the most part true on some types of hair. Your single wefted hair and your hand-tied hair, you would not want to put any needles through those tracks. However, now with some of the commercial made hair, the doubled up tracks, the machine wefted hair, they put a lot of glue, I shouldn't say a lot, they put some glue in those tracks before they sew those 2 wefts together. They're going to give you a pretty secure bond. You're not going to have a lot of shedding unless it's just horrible hair. So you can kind of rest assured that if you put that thread through, you're going to be okay. Now here, this is how we turn these corners again with 2 wefts without creating the bulk. I have on another video that I show you in a little bit more detail how to double those tracks, even triple those tracks, and still turn those corners effortlessly without cutting any of the wefts. So please look back at another video. I'll try to put it in the comment section, or I'll put it somewhere. Just check that out. This is the result of building it up evenly on both sides. Now we have 2 braids. We're going to double up both of these wefts, and we're going to sew them doubled onto each one of these braids. Notice I sewed it all up, everything, even the little bent, the folded piece. There are ways you can get that super flat as well. So now we're going to cut this net off. This is my favorite part. It just lets me know I'm finished, and the clients are happy too. Because sometimes the net is a little extra pressure on them, and when you cut it off, it just like it's a breath of fresh air. Now, why do I use a net? I use a net. It's for protection. Number one, it separates the commercial hair from your real hair. Let's just say you had a short hair client and she has kind of fine hair. So when you shampoo it, it softens up. You're scared that that braid is going to come up out of there. So you would use a hard net to make sure you protect that hair up underneath there. The same thing you would do for a client that has thinning hair or alopecia. You can only sew where there's a braid, right? Okay, wrong. Now you can braid up what you can, apply that net, and sew onto the net instead of a braid. So the net is important, and every client gets one. They'll have to tell me they don't want one for me not to give them one. So check out Keisha. We've released her leave out, and right now we're going to use our Kirk Products D&D gel along with our Kirk Products 1-inch styling iron. Temperature set to 410 degrees to silk her out. 410 degrees because Keisha is 100% natural, and she does wear her hair in its curly state. So when she takes these extensions out, she wants to be able to shampoo her hair and wear her wash and go like she always does. 410 degrees is going to guarantee that that curl pattern comes back every time. Now, on the commercial hair, she can use 430, 450 on the weave, but she just needs to be mindful that when she's about to silk out her real hair, then she's got to drop that temperature on that iron back down to 410. What I suggest to my clients is start with your natural hair. Start on 390. You'd be surprised. 390 will get you really straight too. So start at 390. If that's not working, then go up to 400. If you still need more, 410 is the max. If 410 is still not getting the work done, then you just go slower. Now right here, we're going to silk out these edges. So I'm not using a pressing comb. I'm using the side of my Kirk Products 1-inch iron. And what we're going to do is grab the hair with the side of the iron and pull it back. Well, pull is a harsh word. We're going to grab the end of the iron and we're going to slide it back. The side of the iron can grab those little hairs a little bit better than the front of the iron will. I'm going to show you a little on this side. My arm is in the way, so I apologize for that. I'm gonna go in now with the one styling tool and just silk her all the way out. We're not gonna put any curls in. I'm not even gonna cut this hair. Like I said, it was 3 bundles of 16 inch. It's all the same length, so that means it's gonna fall in more of a uniform layered fall, and we're just gonna leave it like that. When she comes back in a couple of weeks, we're gonna cut that bang, and we may even cut some layers in her hair. So I'm just gonna let her be super straight, super silky, and super cute for a couple of weeks. I want to thank you so much for watching my videos. Please like them, comment on them, even share them. I am going to be having a subscription channel on this YouTube. I'm going to have this video as well as some other detailed videos on. This was an introductory, so this is letting you guys know what's going to be on the paid channel. So please look forward to it. Come back, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.